Okay, so what we're going to do today is we're going to do an example using the Pythagorean theorem. And so I'm going to read the problem to you. So again, you may write it down and follow along in your notes. But here's the picture I drew for it. So here's what's going on. We have a pole, and it's perpendicular to the level ground around it. So it's perpendicular to the ground. A guy wire is attached 3.2 meters up the pole, and at a point on the ground 2.65 meters from the pole. How long is the guy wire? So I've got a guy wire that's attached here and attached here. And so this is perpendicular, the pole is perpendicular to the ground. And the distance from the pole to where it's tied down on the ground is 2.65 meters. And the guy wire is attached to the pole 3.2 meters above the ground. Okay? And so we want to find out how long is the guy wire. Well, since it's a right triangle, we're going to use the Pythagorean theorem because we know these two sides and it's a right triangle. And so we can use the Pythagorean theorem to find this hypotenuse. So, what does this mean? Well, the Pythagorean theorem says the square of this distance plus the square of this distance equals the square of this distance. So let's write that out using the segments. So that would mean that segment BC squared plus segment BA squared has to equal segment AC squared. Okay, so now all we're going to do is plug in the numbers. So what does this mean here? So we got 3.2 squared plus 2.65 squared equals, let's call this, let's call it C, lowercase c, c squared. Okay. So now all we have to do is put in our calculator, except we need to solve for c. So we're going to take the square root of both sides. Normally when we take the square root of both sides, we have to put a plus minus out here. And we don't have to because we're dealing with length. And we don't ever have negative length. So in this case, we're just going to deal with the positive value. Okay, so all we have to do is stick this in our calculator. Okay? So you just plug this in your calculator and square it. Okay, and 2.65 square it, and then take the square root of the sum of those, and you get 4.15 meters. So the guy wire is 4.15? Yes, 4.15 meters. And that's the answer. That's it. And again, I would just do this in your calculator. Okay? That's it. So again, if you have any questions, let me know, but make sure you practice using other examples out of the textbook, or just find some other examples. Practice using the Pythagorean theorem. And once you get used to it, it's pretty easy. Okay, have a great day. Talk to you soon.